Our reporters are joining us from Varanasi. Deepika Mathur is joining us, and from Kulu, our correspondent Akshay Dongre is joining us. Deepika, first to you. When you talk of Varanasi, then Prime Minister Narendra Modi contests his third election from the Varanasi Lok Sabha seat. Just looking into the past, flipping the pages of history, since 1991, the BJP has won the seat 7 times, losing it only once in 2004. Help us understand, how is the contest poised this time around?
Very good morning, Preeti. Well, first of all, right now we are outside one of the polling stations here in Varanasi, which is all set to invite all the voters for tomorrow's polling. And inside, the benches have been placed, the rooms are locked, and all the polling teams will be leaving for respective polling booths after 2 p.m. lunch. Now, when we talk about Varanasi constituency and its historical background, it has been dominated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi since 2014 and the BJP altogether since 1991. And as you said, the Congress has only won it in 2004. Now, if we talk about this particular seat where Prime Minister Narendra Modi has always been winning by a very huge margin, the margin process somewhere around in lakhs, more than 6 lakh votes, more than 9 lakh votes. That is the margin that has been seen so far. And now, continuing the same trend, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has once again urged all the Varanasi voters yesterday through a video message also to come out in large numbers and vote and create a new record. Not only this, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also sending a handwritten letter to all the first-time voters. There are around 3,000, more than 3,000 first-time voters spread across Varanasi, and through the workers, through the Karyakartas of BJP, Prime Minister is sending a letter urging all the first-time voters to also come out in large number and vote, because he wants to see another huge margin victory from here. However, he has a very tough, not a very tough battle, but at least a sense of battle in the form of Ajay Rai, who is in front of him. Now, the question here remains that what exactly would be the margin that would decide the parliamentary domination of Bharatiya Janata Party, because since 2014, in 2014 the margin was really good, in phenomenal favor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. 2019 saw a similar trend, but there are a bit of questions which are arising in 2024, and that is all the more reason why all the bigwigs are coming to Varanasi, why Prime Minister has released a video message himself, and the letters are being sent. And once again, we are expecting a record marginal victory for BJP once again here. And the polling stations are all set. You can see behind me, there are inside 5 booths, and considering the scorching heat, the booths, most of the booths have been placed inside the schools, inside some premises, so that the voters don't stand under the heat. And even if there are situations where the voters have to stand under the sun, there are shades which are being provided, and apart from that, there are water dispensers which are available at every polling booth. Preeti.
All right, so that was about the arrangements, and that was about the contest poised that will be seen in Varanasi. All right, we'll turn focus to Akshay, who's there in Himachal Pradesh. Akshay, Himachal Pradesh is witnessing an unusual heat wave this summer, be it the climatic one or the political one. 4 Lok Sabha seats will be up for grabs. Help us understand the political contest there.
Well, Preeti, yes, it's also not just the 4 constituencies of Lok Sabha that are going to polls, not only the 4 parliamentary constituencies that are going to polls on 1st of June. It is also the 6 legislative assembly seats that are also going to polls that can and may decide the fate of the government here in Himachal Pradesh, that is being led by Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, Chief Minister from the Indian National Congress. Now, reminding our viewers that both by-election for 6 MLA seats as well as 4 Lok Sabha assembly seats will take place tomorrow simultaneously. The result will also be declared simultaneously on 4th of June. So whether the BJP will be able to repeat its performance of 2014 and 2019, where it swept the state, won all 4 out of 4 seats. However, because of the death of the Member of Parliament from the Mandi constituency, where we are right now, Pratibha Singh, the mother of Vikramaditya Singh and the wife of the longest serving Chief Minister of the state, she she has become, in fact, the member of parliament from here. So her son now is contesting against Kangana Ranaut, the Bollywood superstar. Besides that, from Hamirpur, we have Union INB Minister Anurag Thakur contesting. And then we have Suresh Kashyap and Vikas Sultanpuri from Shimla constituency. So there are tough contests everywhere. However, we also have to keep an eye on the 6 by-election seats, because at this point the Indian National Congress has 34 out of 68 seats in the assembly. The BJP has 25. With the help of 3 independent MLAs, the BJP's tally goes up to 28. However, if it manages to win all 6 by-election seats, it will come parallel to the Indian National Congress in the Legislative Assembly with 34 seats each side. That will put a question mark on the stability of the government. In fact, that will require repolling in the state, or perhaps a rethink as far as who is to lead the government with equal number of seats. So that is what the BJP is eyeing for right now, not just 4 Lok Sabha constituencies, but also the 6 by-elections that will be deciding the future of the state government of Himachal Pradesh, that the Bharatiya Janata Party is eyeing on. In fact, in many of the campaigns, the BJP has been asking people to vote for BJP in large numbers, not only to make them win at the center, but also to help them form government in the state once again. That was approved by the Congress's performance, where they got 38 out of 40 out of 68 seats, which helped them form the government. But with the defection of the 6 MLAs who are now contesting from the BJP side, there is a very interesting contest here brewing up, not just for the future of the 4 constituencies in parliament, but also for the future of the state government. Back to you, Preeti.
All right. From here, I'll bring in Deepika again. Deepika, now when we talk of the constituency of Varanasi, then Varanasi has been associated for its, has been revered for its cultural significance, and now it is associated with development and progress. What are you picking up from the ground? You must have interacted with the common people there, because general elections are different from state elections. The priorities, the issues, concerns are different. What is it that you are picking up from the grounds when the voter turns out to vote tomorrow?
From regional issues, moving on to the national issues, the city of Varanasi has seen a transformational change in the past 10 years. From having the first floating CNG pump on the Varanasi Ghats to having 3 helipads and 1 more ghat added to the 84 ghats, making it to a total number of 85 ghats. This is the kind of transformation that Varanasi has witnessed over the years. And not only this, the Kashi corridor has been a great attraction for tourists from all across the world who are flocking in large numbers. Yesterday also we were interacting with many of the vendors here across afternoon 2 p.m. in the afternoon peak time, and even considering the scorching heat, the streets were bustling with a lot of people. And the reason being that not only Kashi corridor attracts many people, but there are so many places to visit here. The Kashi would very soon have its first international cricket stadium. It has a very nice international museum which has been inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi after winning his term. And not only this, there is a ropeway which is also going to be inaugurated. So Kashi in the past 10 years has seen a lot of transformational change, and there are also plans in the pipeline, production in the pipeline, that the people of Kashi will witness irrespective of the result in the coming years. So this has been inviting more number of tourists to Kashi, which has increased the economy of the state of UP altogether, Preeti. And this is all the more reason why Kashi people say that the past 10 years has been really developmental, and it has also given a boost to its geographical indicated products like Banarasi saris, their food products and others.
All right, Deepika, we'll leave it here. And Akshay, thank you so much for joining in, both of you, Deepika and Akshay, joining in from Varanasi and Kullu respectively, and telling us more about the political setup, the political landscape, and telling us more about the political temperatures soaring in these 2 states.